Today I'm going to show you how to oil a bait casting reel. So before we do any oiling, we need to tape down the end of the line. So grab some masking tape or electrical tape, tape down the end of your line so it doesn't get in your way. The first place we're going to oil is the sides of the push button here. So right on the top corner of each side here, we're going to put a little drip of oil. And we'll just engage and disengage that push button a few times to spread out the oil. Make sure you wipe off any extra so it doesn't attract any dirt. Now we're going to move to the front of the reel. So we have the level wind mechanism right here. That's the hole here where your line goes through, and that moves along this smooth slider bar and ensures that your line is wound evenly across the spool. And it's controlled by this thing down here called the worm gear or worm shaft. So we're going to put this level wind right in the middle, and that allows us to put a drip of oil on each side of the worm shaft and a little bit on each side of the slider bar. And we can just reel it back and forth a few times to spread that oil out. Now we're going to move to the handle. So on each handle here there's a bearing at the base, so we're going to put a drip of oil at the base of each one. And then just spin those around. Again, if you have any excess, you can just wipe it off. And now we're going to take off the side plate of the reel. This is going to be a little bit different depending on the company that made your reel. On this one, there's a simple tab on the bottom that allows me to open up the side plate. There may be screws, or you may have to take the knob for the braking system off depending on the manufacturer of your reel. But on this one, I've got this little tab here. I'll just push that to open. Now I can pop this off, and you can see there's a bearing inside of the cover plate here. So I'll put a drip of oil on that bearing. I'm just going to set that off to the side for now. Now I can take my spool out, and on the other side there's a bearing there as well. So I'm going to put a drip of oil on this bearing, and I'll set that aside too. Now there's also a bearing behind your tension knob. And the tension knob is a pain to get off because there's the star drag in the way and there's the handles in the way. Also behind the tension knob there are usually loose parts, and there might be a rubber gasket back there as well. And if you keep taking this off, you could lose something or you could tear that gasket. So I generally don't take this off. Instead of doing that, I'll just go in from this side and I'll put a drip of oil right in the bottom there. And I'll turn the handle around. So it spins that around and allows the oil to seep in from the other direction to the bearing that's behind the tension knob. Now I'll take my spool and I'll put it back in. There may be a slot down there where your spool can only fit a certain way according to the pin that's on the end here. So just put your spool in and then just rotate it around until it seats itself into place. Now it's all the way in. And now I can put my cover plate back on. If your cover plate does not fit back on nicely, it's probably because your spool was not all the way in. And now I can just push this tab to the closed position, and I'm all set for another season of fishing.